So who's excited about sales? That's why I'm glad someone is. I'm glad in this economy there aren't many people excited about sales. I wanted to talk a little bit about a new way of selling. But before I get into it, I want to cover a term that is central to it. And that term is commodity. Can anyone give me an example of a commodity? Yes.
A car.
A car is a commodity now, that's true. If you go in the paper and you look at the commodities market, what do you say?
Oh,
Wheat, pork bellies.
Wheat, pork bellies,
rubber.
Paper.
paper, gold. All right, what is it that makes commodities commodities in general?
Demand.
Pardon me?
Demand.
Demand doesn't necessarily, I wouldn't say that makes it a commodity.
They're ingredients in other products so that they're vital to the economy.
Okay, you know there, you hit on the ingredients. Okay, if I buy gold, gold's a commodity. If I buy gold in Richmond, is that the same as the gold I would buy in Russia or anywhere else on earth?
well, the gold itself doesn't change.
Yeah, it's gold. Gold is gold. It's 99.9% gold. It's a commodity. It's always gold. Silver is always silver. A pork belly is a pork belly. How much you pay for it changes with demand. However, there's one thing about commodities that is really bad for salespeople. If the price of gold is the same everywhere on planet Earth, where am I going to buy it from? From whoever's going to charge me the lowest commission, the lowest markup, the lowest commission. So as salespeople, we're getting caught with the internet and all of the information where more and more things are commoditized, meaning people can go online and find out the cheapest price for anything. 15 years ago, you could not go on the internet and get quotes from 20 different insurance companies for car insurance. Today you can. So people do that and they end up going with whoever's cheapest unless they're looking for a policy that will actually pay on a claim. But that's up to them. So what's happened is with the commoditization of so much, whether it is a car or gold or whatever, you can go on the internet and immediately know how much it costs. Toilet paper, who's got it cheaper right now? You can go on your cell phone and hit your scans an item and it'll tell you how much it costs. In that place, what happens to the traditional sales model? We end up working for less and less as the lowest commission wins. We become, as sellers of commodities, it's a losing game right now. So I think we have to move out of the commodities game and move into what's referred to as value creation sales. The idea of value creation sales is not entirely new. It was written, and really, I think, neatly written by Ram Charan, a pretty famous writer from India. He wrote a book called What You Should Know About Your Customers. And he argues how to get out of commodity-based sales and into a value-creating form of sales. And that needs to have an explanation in and of itself. In the old sales model, we would come out, it was very standard. You'd find a prospect. You'd fight your way past the gatekeeper. You get to the decision maker. You give them features. You give them benefits. They throw objections at you. You overcome the objections and you fight them down. And then when you finally get them convinced that your product is a good idea, they go on the internet, find it $5 cheaper and buy it there. So we need to just get out of that model or we're done. Value creation sales is about creating value. Even when we speak, we're paid. Anytime we're paid, we transfer value. So in order to provide value, we must know three things. We must know our customers' goals, our customer's business model, and our customer's customers. I would like to explain to you how we would go about doing those so that we can become highly paid professionals again. First is your customer's goals. Everybody thinks that all customers have the same goals. They want to do grow, take over the world. It's not true. I was at a wholesalers convention in the floral industry in Miami last month, and the keynote speaker gave a very interesting commentary. He said, I'm talking to people about their goals for the new year, and I found out that flat is the new up. People aren't looking to grow their business. They're looking to stay flat. That's their goal. That's sad. You're not going to be in business very long if that's the way you look. But just think of some typical companies. What's Walmart's goal? If you would put it in. What do you think their goal is for their business, Kat?
To take more market share away from other competitors like Target and Best Buy.
They're looking for more market share. They want to conquer the world in a way. They want to open a new Walmart every 45 minutes, and they're going to chisel their vendors out to the last tenth of a penny. That's their goal. What about Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus? What's their goal? Are they trying to open a new Nordstrom every 45 minutes in China?
I think they're trying to create the image that they're exclusive and that you want to be a person of importance, you'll come to them.
All right, that's a good way. So they're trying to create more of they're going to charge you more, right? But you're going to expect a little different experience going in there. What if it's not so obvious? What if a customer has a changing goal? I'll give you an example of this that you would need inside information unless you knew it when it was happening. When Hyundai first came into the United States, what was their market niche? Cheap. They were the cheapest car you could get. Right now they're building luxury sedans at the other end. So their goal changed. Their initial goal was to get into the marketplace as the cheapest car on the market. They came out with that great differentiator, 10 years to 100,000 mile warranty. And then once they got in, now they want higher markup, mid-level sedans. So that's a changing goal. If you went to Hyundai today and gave them a sales pitch or a presentation based on the Hyundai of 15 years ago, it would fall flat. So you really have to know their goals. Are they looking for cash? Are they looking for market share? Are they looking for higher margins? Or are they looking for more volume to offset lower margins? Are they looking to retire in 2 years? Sometimes you find that out and you realize it's not worth pursuing this person because they're on their way out. Next, I want to talk a little bit about knowing their business model and why this is important. People don't go running around saying, hi, here's my business plan. Do you want to look at it? But we do know somewhat of the business models of, say, a Walmart or a Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom. In my industry, I've done some research on people, and I've had my head blown off by what I found out. We looked at one market for our floral product, which is about quality enhancing product, and of course it costs a little more. Well, we saw these rotten flowers in a big box store that's a chain across the world, and we said, wow, millions and millions of flowers, and they all need our product because the quality's bad. What a great opportunity. I went and I did my research about the business model. What this box store does, they sell millions of flowers every year. Guess how many they buy?
2 million.
0 is correct. This is it. They vend, a lot of these big box stores, the way the business model works in the floral department is, a wholesaler buys a bunch of flowers. Maybe he overbuys. He buys too many carnations or too many whatever. They're sitting in his cooler. So he takes them over to a cooler at a big box store. And the big box store says, okay, we'll let you put your flowers in our cooler. Whatever sells, sells. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. It's pay as you scan. If 10% of them sell, that's great. We're not out any money. If none of them sell, we're not out any money. So the box store has no skin in the game, as you would call it. They win no matter what, whether one flower sells or a million. The wholesaler who's dumping his flowers is looking at, well, it's better to get something than to get nothing. But in any case, who's going to pay for an upgrade to increase quality? Nobody. So that campaign never took off. Once we found out the business model, it died. Another segment of the floral industry we look at is drop shippers, because our product works good to keep flowers hydrated and healthy and not wilt while they're being shipped. So this is great for people who are shipping flowers across country. And instead of having to ship overnight, they can ship second or third day. With a 40-inch box, can you imagine the price difference between shipping it overnight and shipping it third day? Pretty good, all right? We would say maybe $30 difference, something like that. So spending 50 cents is a pretty good value proposition. I spoke to an insider on the industry and I said, what are the margins that these flower sellers are running? He says, oh, they're running about 12 to 15%. I said, that's pretty tight. That doesn't leave a lot of room for a markup for a value add. He said a tight margin is a double-edged sword. Because even though they don't have a huge markup, if the flowers arrive and they're wilted or dead, they have to not only replace the flowers, they have to re-ship the flowers. So now they're out 2 sets of flowers, 2 shipping bills, and they've got to sell 10 bouquets to make up for the 1 bad one. So finding that out enabled me to change my presentation to the people I was talking to. Do you ever have any refunds? What does a refund cost you? How many refunds? Now I'm trying to add value and save them a lot of money, so they're more open to listen. Last is knowing your customers' customers. This is actually nicer because of the internet. We can go on to their social media, their Facebook, their Twitter, and you can pretty much tell how they view their customers, who they think their customers are, and what their customers are looking for. Lady Gaga tweets 5 times a day, someone told me. Obviously, her customers are not 40-year-olds with kids and jobs and soccer practice. Her customers are obviously teenage girls who are twittering and tweeting and texting all day. If you go on the social media, you do find a lot about who they see, how they see themselves, how they market themselves. Their website tells you a lot of this. So this is one of those where you do have to really do your legwork and talk to the insiders as far as finding out about their business model and their margins and their goals. This one you can do pretty much from the outside. Now the customers have expectations, and we'll go back to the standard. When you go to Walmart, what is your expectation, Jeanette? What do you expect?
I expect a small store because I can't stand in Walmart.
Okay, but I'm saying if you did go into Walmart.
If I go into Walmart, I want to know where everything's at when I walk in the door. I want to be familiar with it. I want to know the products that I need and want are there. I don't have to go to Kmart. I won't have to go to Target. I won't have to go elsewhere to get what I need.
Okay. Now, do you expect to pay a high price at Walmart or a very low price at Walmart?
The lowest price I can possibly pay.
The lowest price. Do you expect to also maybe walk past someone with a mullet and someone else with a tube top and a bad wig?
We're probably going to see both.
Probably going to see both. That's part of the customer expectation. Now, if you were going to Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom, would you expect the lowest price possible?
No.
Would you expect to see mullets and tube tops?
No.
No. Okay. You would expect a salesperson who can speak in complete sentences and maybe knows
where everything's at,
what this year's colors are, because I'm buying something for my wife for a special occasion. I don't know what last fall's colors are or this fall's colors are. I need someone to tell me that so I don't make a fool of myself. So even though I might be the same person, when I go into each store, I'm a different customer. So that's a little bit of where you're going with that. So just to recap, if you want to get out of being a commodity, if you don't want to lose to a green lizard, you need to provide a little more than just selling a product. You need to provide value. You need to help them reach their goals that they're really trying to achieve. In order to help them reach their goals, you have to know what those goals are. You have to know a little bit about their business model, how they make money, how they get paid, who pays them. And you also have to know what motivates their customers. Who is your customer's customers? How can you help them appeal to their customers? Once they can see you doing those three things, helping them appeal to their customers, helping them with their goal, and really just helping them all around with their business model, you can go back to being a highly paid sales professional. So get paid better by learning your customers better. Madam Toastmaster.